Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. It's your boy DELRAY Richardson, platinum artist, platinum songwriter, straight game TV. Let's get into it.
Life is like some cards. It's not what you dealt, but how you play it. Play each situation correctly. I remember they used to laugh at a brother.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. It's your boy DELRAY Richardson, straight game TV. Yeah, we back today. Kid Cudi is on the stand, testifying against Sean P. Diddy Combs. Let's get into it. Here we go. Here we go. As the tune starts to bloom. Cudi. I got back and called Sean Combs again, looking for him. I wanted to fight him. Prosecutor, did he answer? Cudi, yeah. He said, I'm on my way. I thought to myself, Combs, objection, judge, grounds, still, non-responsive, overruled. Yeah, he said he didn't respond, so. A judge, ask a new question. Told the prosecutor, ask a new question. Prosecutor, when you saw Cassie, how did she seem? Cudi, depressed. Prosecutor, did you see Cassie in Connecticut? Cudi, yes. She needed it. Prosecutor, did Mr. Combs call you? Cudi, yes. He hit me a few times. Prosecutors, hit, called me. Yeah, they might not understand the lingo. The lingo's a little bit different. It's all good. Prosecutors, what did you say, Cudi? That I didn't want to talk to him. He broke into my house, hurt my dog. Prosecutors, did you and Miss Ventura break up? Cudi, yes. Prosecutors, what about your car? Cudi, my dog's babysitter called me and told me my car was on fire. Prosecutors, where were you, Cudi? At a relative's of my ex-girlfriend. Cudi, where did you go? Cudi, to my house, 8925 Hollywood Hills Road. Cudi, let me show you 6 pictures. Do you recognize? Cudi, my Porsche. So he's alleging that Diddy blew up his Porsche, or set his Porsche on fire, if you will. They're moving pretty fast. I mean, this is where we at, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the thumbs up. Thank you guys for tuning in. Your boy DELRAY Richardson, platinum artist, platinum songwriter, straight game TV. We here. We back. Another day. Kid Cudi's on the stand. Also, just to pick up, Kid Cudi testified that he got a call from Cassie in and around 2011 saying Combs had found out about the couple and that she asked him to pick her up. she was nervous and told Kid Cudi that Combs was abusive. He said. Once Cassie was with him, Kid told the court he took her to the Sunset Marquise to keep her safe away from Combs. At one point, he said he received a call letting him know that Combs, an associate, were at Kid Cudi's home. Cudi said the call was made by Combs' employee at the time, Capricorn Clark, and Cassie was with her on a speakerphone. I guess somebody got in contact with Cassie for Diddy. It was told to Kid Cudi that Diddy, an associate or an employee at that time, was at Kid Cudi's house, allegedly. Like I said, we haven't seen any proof to that as of yet, right? Moving on, ladies and gentlemen. Moving on. Cudi. That's the damage to my Porsche from the Molotov cocktail. Prosecutors. Who took these photos? Cudi. Chip, a good friend and collaborator. Prosecutors. What's depicted here? Cudi. The hole they cut in the roof of my car to put the Molotov cocktail in. Where they made it sound was like somebody planted a bomb on the car. So I guess they put a Molotov cocktail in the car. Exotic Beauty, what's good? Black Cash Dreams, Anthony X. The Suburbia Jones Effect. Poe the Great, Jim D, welcome. Hit the like button, hit the share button, ladies and gentlemen. Let them know we up in here. Hit that thumbs up button. Appreciate you. Also says that our Kid Cudi recalled how angry he was when Combs allegedly broke into his home in the Hollywood Hills. The Grammy-winning rapper said Combs was remarkably calm when he called to confront him. He said, "What's up?" And I said, "Motherfucker, are you in my house?" He said, "I am. I'm waiting here for you." Kid Cudi testified. So my thing is, did Kid Cudi call the police? I mean, that's what he should have done. If somebody broke into his house, he should have called the police immediately, right? Here we go right here. Prosecutors, what was your reaction to your car being set on fire, Cudi? What the fuck? Objection. Judge, overruled. Judge, break. I like and can. So they taking a break right now already, but I'm gonna catch y'all up on some things, right? Let's see. So Kid Cudi's testifying that Diddy broke into his house. Like I said, I don't know how true that is. He said that he called Diddy on the phone and Diddy broke into his house. You know, like I said, once again, I don't know if there's any truth to that. I don't know if they have any evidence. Okay, here it go right here. Kid Cudi, Ventura called Kid Cudi distressed after Combs discovered their relationship. Once again, I mean, like I said, the breaking and entering and all of that, I don't know, like I said, once again, what kind of evidence did he call the police or anything like that, but Rapper Kid Cudi said in December 2011 he received a call from Cassie Ventura around 6 a.m. and she told him Combs had found out they were dating. Kid Cudi said he was confused when she said that because he didn't think she was still dating Combs. So see now, check this out. Once again, Cassie is out here misleading guys, putting them in harm's way, knowing how volatile and violent Diddy is, right? So Kid Cudi not even knowing. And then at the same time, remember, Cassie's also still participating in freak-offs by her own testimony while she was dealing with Kid Cudi. She asked me to pick her up, Kid Cudi said. She sounded really stressed on the phone, nervous, scared. So I went to go pick her up, is what Kid Cudi said. Wow. She put that man in harm's way. She ain't even telling him the truth. Like, yeah, I'm still dating Diddy Cat. He basically saying he didn't know. So, that once again, Cassie is complicit in this by not telling the truth. You know what I mean? She didn't tell that man. That man thinking that, hey, man, her and Diddy done or what for whatever have you, like he said, right? What Kid Cudi said? Kid Cudi said he was confused when she said that because he didn't think she was still dating Combs. She didn't know. Wow. That's a revelation all in itself, right? LaDawn Malone, what's good? J Mac, what's happening? Yeah, right now they're in the break. The judge wanted a break from that. Shout out to Inner City Press. Kid Cudi testified that after he picked up Cassie Ventura in December 2011, they went to a nearby hotel and spoke on the phone with Capricorn Clark, one of Sean Diddy Combs' employees. Clark seemed very scared, sounded like she was on the verge of tears, Kid Cudi said. Clark told the two that Combs, an associate, were inside a Kid Cudi's house, and she was in a car outside waiting for them. Kid Cudi testified she was forced to go along with them over there, he said. On the way back to the house from the hotel, Kid Cudi said he called Combs. When Kid Cudi asked Combs if he was in his house, Combs said, yeah, I just want to talk to you. Yeah, Diddy was tripping, man. You know what I mean? Like I said, I still don't see a RICO case. I mean, that's his girlfriend. She lied to Kid Cudi, didn't tell Kid Cudi she was still dating Diddy. Didn't tell Kid Cudi she was doing free calls. And so Diddy, being the jealous boyfriend that he's always been, insecure, he gonna go over to the man's house. Like I said, I don't know if they have any proof as of yet that he was in the house. Hold on. When Kid Cudi asked if Combs was in the house, Combs said, I just want to talk to you. And Kid Cudi said, I'm on my way. I'll be right down. Kid Cudi said, I'm over here waiting for you. Combs replied, according to Kid Cudi. Diddy be on his Billy Badass sometime, huh? Like, dude, you supposed to be a player. You supposed to be Diddy that run the city. He out here acting like he with the itty bitty committee. Kid Cudi then testified, rapper Kid Cudi testified he spent the holidays with Cassie Ventura at her family's house in Connecticut. Combs texted him a couple of times while he was there. Kid Cudi said, I guess he was in the dark about things and wanted to talk. But at that point, post break-in, I didn't want to talk. Kid Cudi testified, you broke into my house. You messed with my dog. I don't want to talk to you, he said. Now, this is all being alleged by Kid Cudi. Like I said, I'm still trying to figure out, was the police called? Did the police get involved? And anything like that? Because that's bad for Diddy. I mean, breaking and entering. Like I said, I still can't see racketeering. I see a jealous boyfriend. You know what I mean? I know a lot of females, out there, probably not all, a lot. I said, dealt with a jealous boyfriend. He be stalking, he be riding past my house and, all that old craziness, right? Okay, here you go. Kid Cudi said he called police after the parent break-in. Kid Cudi said that after he returned to his home, he called Sean Diddy Combs again, asked where he was. Combs said he was on his way, Kid testified. Kid Cudi said he then decided to call the police. He recalled thinking at the time, I don't know who was with him. I don't know what the intentions are, right? Hold on. So Kid Cudi said after he returned to his home, he called Sean Diddy Combs and asked where he was. Combs said he was on his way. So evidently Diddy didn't break into, I don't know, like I said, I don't know. Don't say first he said he was at the house, right? Then when he got to the house, he told him he was on his way. He said he called Diddy and Diddy told him he was on his way. Kid Cudi said, I wanted to confront him. I wanted to fight him, Kid Cudi said. So did he break into the house or didn't he break into the house? Kid Cudi said after he returned to his home, he called Sean Diddy Combs again and asked where he was. Combs said he was on his way. Kid Cudi testified, I wanted to confront him. I wanted to fight him, Kid Cudi said. Cudi said he then decided to call the police. He recalled thinking at the time, I don't know who he's with. I don't know what his intentions are. So did he break into the house or not? Because Kid Cudi said that when he called Diddy, Diddy told him, yeah, I'm in your house. And then when he got there, he called Combs and Combs said he was on his way. So which one was it? This is kind of like a mixed message, y'all. I don't really know what's going on with this one. I guess they'll address that at cross-examination, if you will. So, yeah, they're on direct examination right now. So I guess they'll address that at cross-examination about, whether that's, true or whatever. What's the truth behind that? Because from what I'm understanding, it's mixed messages. 1 minute Diddy's supposed to be there. Said Kid Cudi said he filed a police report that day about the apparent break-in, right? Right? So he did file a police report. Like he said, it was an apparent break-in. I don't know, like I said, once again, that still doesn't say that Diddy was at his house. I don't, you know what I mean? If you understand what he said, it doesn't say that Diddy was at his house. He said he got there and he called Diddy and asked him where he's at. He said Diddy said he was on his way. So. Then he said Diddy had called them a few other times. Like I said, so then they showed, like I said, once again, they showed so this was later that year, the next year that he called on January 12th. January 2012. One morning in January 2012, Kid Cudi said his dog watcher called him from his home to tell him that his car was on fire. He said he was at his ex-girlfriend's sister's house at the time about 45 minutes away. His friend sent him photos of his damaged car in his driveway before he got there. He said the jury is now reviewing photos. On the witness stand, Kid Cudi described the photos as the damage of the Molotov cocktail to my Porsche. It looks like the top of my Porsche was cut open, and that's where the Molotov cocktail was put in. So he testified that somebody threw a Molotov cocktail in his car. Right now, they're on break, ladies and gentlemen. They're on break. Let's see what else. Like I said, he said, he basically somebody threw a Molotov cocktail in his car. He doesn't say who threw a Molotov cocktail in his car. He doesn't say Diddy threw it. Like I said, you can make an inference that, like I said, but Diddy wasn't at his house when he got there. He made a police report, and like I said, from that, I don't know. I don't know what the police did, if they did anything. Okay, here it is right here. So prosecutors showed the photos of the car in court and had Kid Cudi describe them. Cassie testified that Combs threatened her and Kid Cudi, saying that Combs wanted to set a fire to Kid Cudi's car in the man's driveway. She also told the court that Combs assured it would not be by his hands and he would not be in the country when it happened, right? So, well, Cassie threatened to kill some guy because she thought that he had took photos of her at one of the freak-offs. So it sounded like, Cassie was making threats. That's what it sounded. Cassie was making way more devilish threats than Diddy was. Like I said, and then like I said, once again, it's also hearsay. What somebody said that somebody else said, you know what I mean? And then there's no concrete proof. We're going to see if there's any kind of proof. And if she's saying that, well, Diddy said he was going to do it, had somebody do it. That's the same thing that Cassie said when she was talking about having somebody killed for thinking that they had a freak-off tape of her. So let's not forget. Sound like a family affair, if you will. But I got to say, I find it disturbing that Cassie didn't tell Kid Cudi that she was still dating Diddy. Right? That's what I find it. I find it very disturbing that Diddy introduced her to Kid Cudi in order to do some work or do some music, and she started dating Kid Cudi and didn't tell Kid Cudi that she was still dating Diddy. I mean, I don't think she had to tell him about the freak-offs, but at least tell him, man, like, you know what, what's going on? Because, essentially, truly, honestly, let's be clear. Cassie's not responsible for Diddy's behavior, but partially the reason if they can prove that he did set the car on fire, she was definitely responsible for that, for him doing that. Like I said, she wasn't being honest, and like I said, knowing what she had been going through with Diddy and how volatile he was, I think she owed Kid Cudi that much to tell that man, hey, you know what, this is what happened, this is what's going on. Said Combs calmly listening to Kid Cudi's testimony. Combs appeared to be calmly taking in Kid Cudi's testimony without showing much emotion at the time. He sat back in his chair at the defense table with his arms and legs crossed as Kid Cudi described his wild confrontations with the defendant. Combs wore a cream-colored top and khaki pants to court today. Hey, so what you guys think about that? You think Cassie owed Kid Cudi an explanation as to that she was still dating Diddy? Yeah, Cassie basically said that she told the dude, "I'm gonna kill you, and I'm gonna have somebody kill you. It ain't gonna be by my hands." So the same exact thing that she's alleging that Diddy told her about Kid Cudi sound like Cassie borrowed some information from Diddy and told this to somebody that was transcribed, and that was actually transcribed on the phone, that she was gonna kill the guy in regards to some kind of freak off tape that he might have recorded while they was doing something, and also that Diddy had paid the guy for the footage, for the alleged footage. Like I said, we still don't know if there was any footage at all. So once again, this is where we are. I think the guy Kaplan, like I said, the guy Kaplan, the government yesterday in court actually gave him immunity, I guess, because he was testifying to buying drugs and all of these other things. Like it's like so what we thought was happening or was gonna happen happened. Like I said, once again, the guy Kaplan, he really didn't testify to much that I thought was interesting. But what was happening, like we said, a lot of the people were granted immunity, right, for their cooperation. And so you got to ask the question. This question deserves to be asked. Well, if they're granted immunity, how much did they actually have to do with the situation or these alleged or the alleged RICO act or RICO case, if you want to? Yeah, like I said, I still don't see it. You went and bought drugs for Diddy. That's what he testified to, basically. Okay, we back, y'all. We back. Let's rock. Here we go. Okay, they're on cross-examination now, ladies and gentlemen. Brian Steele, great lawyer. Can we have a sidebar, Judge? Do you have any objections? Steele, yes. No, so they basically still on direct, but Brian still wants a sidebar. Judge, sustain, disregard, and move on. Prosecutors, who set up the meeting at the Soho house? Cudi, D-Rock, and my manager, right? So it looks like D-Rock was trying to be a facilitator and not a participant in a RICO case. Prosecutors, what was Mr. Combs doing? Mr. Cudi, standing there like a Marvel supervillain. See, all of that, see what I mean? All of that extra, it don't make Kid Cudi look good, right? He said Diddy was standing there like a Marvel supervillain. Some laughter, people laughing in the courtroom. Cudi, he said, we were homies. You know that is my girl, right? So now, once again, ladies and gentlemen, and this is the cold part about the game. Kid Cudi's trying to sit up here and act like, he's innocent in all of this, right? Diddy got him in contact with Cassie, and two people free to do what they want to do, let's be clear. But Diddy got him in contact with Cassie so they could do music. They start dating. Diddy's basically saying to him when they meet up, Diddy's saying, hey, he said, we were homies. You know what I mean? Diddy like, yo, we was homies. You know that was my girl. A prosecutor. What did you say, Cudi? And Cudi said, I thought you had broken up. Then Sean Combs offered me water twice. Like I said, he offered him water twice. So now, once again, Cassie didn't communicate. Cassie didn't communicate, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the like button, hit the share button. As we can see, Cassie did not communicate with Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi also was being a snake. You know what I mean? Instead of asking and confirming with Diddy whether him and Cassie was still together, he chose to date Cassie because, you know what I mean, he let his hormones take over. You know what I mean? Instead of, clearing it up with the guy who he thought, or Diddy thought they was homies and they was friends. Right. Yeah, Mo Better. Absolutely. Sitting there like a Marvel superhero. Like, what is this, man? Yeah, Kid Cudi a snake, though. Him and Diddy was friends. So at any rate, you was supposed to give that man a call, and ask, say, hey, man, Cassie, she talking about X, Y, and Z, but he didn't care. And they was sneaking. And then when Diddy found out, it was, oh, I thought y'all had broken up. You know what I mean? Wow. Kid Cudi's now saying it was weird. Sean Combs being so calm. Prosecutors, what did Cassie say, Muscudi? That we had fallen in love and things happened, right? Prosecutors, what did you say to Mr. Combs? Muscudi, what about my car? He said, I don't know what you're talking about. And I walked away. Right, there you go, right there. Did he basically say, I don't know what you're talking about. And if they ain't got no proof of anything other than that, then everything, it is just what it is, right? Check it out now. Prosecutors, did you see Mr. Combs later? Muscudi, a few years later, also at the Soho house, he said, I'm just sorry for all that bullshit. I was surprised, so I found peace with it. Prosecutors, no further questions at this time. Judge, Mr. Steele. So now, he's saying that Diddy, that don't say, right, like, look, he said that I'm sorry for all the bullshit and the misunderstanding. He didn't say nothing about no car being blown up. He didn't say none of that. He was like, I don't know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? Just like Kid Cudi claimed that, well, I thought y'all was broken up. You know what I mean? Diddy, like about the car, I don't know what you're talking about. And like I said, if they don't have any evidence putting Diddy at the scene, blowing up no car or having somebody blow up a car, then, what do they have? Cassie's word? This is crazy because, like I said, Cassie testified that that she wanted to kill somebody and they totally ignored it, man. You see what I mean? This is crazy, man. This is crazy. So now they're doing the cross-examination, ladies and gentlemen. Brian Steele, I want to ask you some questions about your Porsche in 2022. Muscudi, 2012. Steele, I apologize. You get a call about a damage to your vehicle. Any surveillance photos? They about to lay it out, right? Muscudi, no. My dog's babysitter did send me pictures of the damage. That's not what he's getting at. Any surveillance photos? See, Brian Steele is a hell of a lawyer, man. You got to know you coming up against Diddy got 10 lawyers, man. He got some of the best legal minds in the game. I know he paying probably $100,000 and $200,000 a day just for having these lawyers on deck, right? At least $50,000 a day. So, right. What do you ask him? So let me ask you about your car. 2012, Mr. Steele. I apologize. You get a call about the damage to your vehicle. Any surveillance photos? No, you can't. So right. It's all speculative, man. Speculative and hearsay. Brian Steele, basically, the DNA taken, are you aware it came back being a female? So now, let's be clear. The DNA taken from whatever, the car and the photos or whatever, the DNA taken from the car being on fire, Steele's asked the DNA taken, are you aware it came back a female? Prosecutor's objection, no foundation. Judge sustained. Steele, do you know there was DNA results? The judge, I'll allow that. Muscudi, no. See how Brian Steele rephrased that? Right? See how he rephrased that? Brilliant. Brilliant. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, somebody trying to blame you, this is why a lot of people, they go to jail because they don't have the money, right? When you got a great lawyer and great lawyers who understand and how to litigate, and they actually practice law, and they actually seasoned trial attorneys, right? It's a different ball game. It's a different ball game. I think they got 6 on the prosecution side, 10 on Diddy's side, 10 lawyers. So they got their work cut out for them, man. So Kid Cudi was unaware that there was DNA. Mr. Steele says, Miss Ventura told you it was over, Miss Cudi. We just stopped talking. No, Steele, you told this honorable court and this jury that she played on you, right? Miss Cudi, yes. Here it is. Once again, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, Cassie did not communicate, and, Kid Cudi basically saying, what Steele asked him, he said, you told this honorable court and this jury that Cassie played on you. Once again, so if she'll play on Kid Cudi, she'll play on Diddy, and she'll play to anything in her favor. See how they're laying it out, right? Steele, she played you, and you had no clue. Miss Cudi, no clue. Ooh. Yeah, once again, the docile deer, the damsel in distress, all of these other things that, we've been led to believe, right? Like I said, once again, we're seeing now a different side because Cassie playing all sides of the fence. She playing Kid Cudi. She playing Diddy, right? They didn't know. Diddy see Kid Cudi sometime after at the Soho. Diddy roll up to him and apologize, say, man, I'm sorry about all of the crazy shit. But like I said, something that he didn't even know from that perspective, right? Absolutely. Absolutely, Mo Better. See, like I said, most people not really paying attention to that. We know about the domestic abuse. So even all of this going on, what Cassie doing? Cassie playing both sides against the middle, man. Mr. Steele, Miss Ventura told you it was over. He said he had no clue. Not one clue. Ooh. See, they try. And like I said, is there any photos? No, there's no photos, right? Did you know that there was DNA? No, I didn't know there was DNA. So who blew up your car? It could have been another jealous female that he could have been dealing with. It could have been somebody else, at that particular time. Yeah. Wow. And the fact that Cassie would go and to be like, yeah, Diddy said that he gonna blow up your car and it ain't gonna be him. It's gonna be somebody that's gonna be out of town. And then she goes and tells somebody who she think got a freak off tape of her that I'm gonna kill you and I'm gonna have you killed and it ain't gonna be blood on my hands because I ain't gonna do it. And all of this, that, and the other. These are the threats that she was making to somebody over the phone, in which that person transcribed and saved the phone call, and they played the actual phone call in court. Come on, man, whatever, man. This is crazy. Like I said, not siding with Diddy, but just dealing with the actual facts, right? Cassie playing both sides against the middle, man. Wow. Said I had no clue. He said she played me like the fiddle, man. Both sides against the middle. Said the prosecution basically said that they're on track to call all the witnesses that they plan to call for today. Like I said, I don't think Kid Cudi even gonna be up here that long, ladies and gentlemen, to be perfectly honest. Wow. Shout out to Inner City Press. Kid Cudi said he didn't have a clue of what was going on, man. The girl done put him in harm's way. You know what I mean? In the wrath of Diddy, you know. You know, like I said, when you think about what Cassie's telling these people about what Diddy's saying, then you think about the Tupac situation. It ain't gonna happen in your hands. You know, I'm gonna be somewhere out the country when it go down. You know what I mean? You can only think back to what that is and what that was, and you can only hope that cooler heads could have prevailed in this situation. But yeah, too little, too late for that. So. Kid Cudi said he didn't have no clue as to what was going on. Once again, the defense says the DNA taken from Kid Cudi's damaged car belonged to a woman. Another thing, Kid Cudi basically saying that he didn't know. He's saying that he didn't know anything about any DNA on cross-examination. Kid Cudi confirmed that DNA was collected. He confirmed that DNA was collected from his vehicle after it was damaged in the 2011 fire. Defense attorney Brian Steele asked Kid Cudi if he was aware that the DNA results came back were from a woman. Kid Cudi said he didn't hear any follow-up from the authorities about the results. Boy, listen to me, man. Listen to me, man. Man, they went as far as that, man. They went to, listen, I'm telling you, that's what I was telling you, man. Diddy's defense team went as far as going to the police station to get the police report, to get all of the information on that situation involving Kid Cudi's Porsche, right? So much so that they got so much information, right? That they got information that Kid Cudi didn't even know about, and he's now finding out about in court right now. Talking about crossing your T's and dotting your I's. Wow, let's go. Let's go. So Kid Cudi, he said he didn't get no follow-up, nothing, right? Combs Steele. In 2011, you went on a tour. Mascoudi, yes. Steele. 65 locations. Mascoudi, yeah. Steele. At that time, Sean Combs, as an icon, fair to say. Mascoudi, yes. Steele. You and Miss Ventura had a sexual relationship. Objection. Sidebar. See, look, there the prosecution go again, right? There the prosecution go. No, you want to talk about it. Let's talk about all of it. Let's stop with these sidebars. They trying to save Kid Cudi again like they did the other witness from the other day. Come on, man. But guess what? They got Brian Steele on the job. He ain't gonna play with him. He gonna stay with him. So you best believe, it's going down. Yeah, it's going down. And it don't matter at this particular point because the question's going to be asked. You know, basically what? You and Miss Ventura had a sexual relationship. Objection. Sidebar. What do you mean? Stop with the corny sidebars, man. Stop with the corny sidebars. You know, we see what the tactic is. Every time the defense asks a question that would appear to be detrimental to the prosecution and the prosecution's witness, right? What do? Sidebar. Objection. Sidebar. Come on, let it all out. Let it hang out. Because they're going to get to the point, Brian's still going to get to the point that Cassie ever mentioned anything about freak offs, anything about Mr. Combs holding, her having to do? No, because guess what? She didn't tell Kid Cudi what was going on. Right? She was lying by omission, man. Come on now. Wow, this is crazy, man. This is real crazy. Woo! Hit the like button, hit the share button, ladies and gentlemen. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It's very much appreciated. Like I said, I thank everybody for always coming through. And like I said, we can talk about it. So what y'all talk about in the chat? What's good? Absolutely, exotic beauty. It's like you're right. It's like what they're trying to hide her or make Cassie a fairy. Please, absolutely, right? Stop playing. We already know the Kid Cudi just basically said, see, Brian Steele, that's why he brung Brian Steele. Brian Steele a monster, dude. I know Brian Steele getting $1 million in this case. Yeah, I know he get probably $1 million. Yeah, a fresh mill. Yeah, a cool mill. You know what I mean? Prosecutions want to bury this man life by calling for sidebars every 5 minutes. Ridiculous. Absolutely, Mo Better. Bro D in the building. Anthony X, Trill 88 in the building. Andrea in the building. RB in the building. Brandon Carter in the building. Yeah, absolutely. The sidebar stuff is real corny, man. But like I said, it's the prosecution is supposed to be the one really trying to get to the bottom of this. The defense is the one that's. And look, listen, ladies and gentlemen, Diddy hasn't even put on his case yet. So you can only imagine when he starts to bring up his witnesses and people to speak on his behalf, right? Oh, man. So they're back. They're back right now. Okay, USA. 58 minutes. You call Sean Combs. You did, yeah. Blase blah. Okay. Let's see what we got. What we popping with? Okay, here we go. After the sidebar, Miss Cudi, Mr. Steele. So we back after the sidebar. Miss Cudi, Mr. Steele, can I? Judge, no. You can do that on redirect. Okay. Steele, do you want to tell me something? Miss Cudi, Sean Combs asked about me doing a song with Miss Ventura in 2010. Thank you. Right? So once again, what I was trying to tell you, Cassie met Kid Cudi through the power and the politicking and the musical relationships or industry relationships with Kid Cudi, right? And so that being so and understood, this is where it becomes something else. And like she said, Cassie was basically saying she fell in love with Kid Cudi. That's what they said when they was at the Soho. And, so, wow. Ooh. They say, what a tangle where we weave when we conspire to conceive or deceive or conspire to deceive. Right? Mr. Steele, you believe they left your front door unlocked, right? Miss Cudi, yes. Steele, no forced entry? No. See, here we go, boy. Listen to Brian Steele, man. Brian Steele coming with that A game, man. You heard what he say? You believe they left your front door unlocked. Muscooty, yes, still. No forced entry? No, still. Just presence open. You say just presence open, door in the bathroom. I'm not belittling, just asking. You called Sean Combs. Yes, still. He was calm. Yes, right? Not irate, not mad, not none of the things that they've been trying to say. Man, this is brilliant. This is brilliant lawyering, man. I love, like I said, this is the part that I really like about law. And you know, when somebody really practices law and they know and understand the facts or they're trying to get to the truth, if you will. This is brilliant, man. No forced entry, right? No. Just presence opened. Door in the bathroom, right? I'm not belittling, just asking. You called Sean Combs, Muscooty, yeah. Still, he was calm, yes? Yes. And another thing, like I said, Kid Cudi, when he got there, he said that Diddy said he was at his house. When he got there, he called Diddy again. He said that he was on his way. Right? So, man. Let's move on, lady. We moving now. We moving. Mr. Steele, you went to see him. You didn't think he had guns. I couldn't call it, right? So you said, you know, you went to see him. You didn't think he had a gun. I couldn't call it. Steele, you are a strong person. That's how you categorize yourself. Yeah. This crossed the line. Steele, Miss Ventura told you that she was abused. Yes. Boy. When they play you against each other. Crazy, man. Hopefully no more sidebars, man. No more sidebars, please. From the prosecution or the defense. And like I said, once again, the DNA from the car came back as a female. Kid Cudi didn't even know there was DNA that came back. That's one of the things that I find ironic with this situation. Great lawyering, man. Great lawyering. Great lawyering, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, and him pointing out the fact that Kid Cudi called Diddy, right? You called Sean Combs. Well, once again, they had each other's number because Diddy tried to hook her up, right? You know, trying to get her. And remember, Cassie's testimony was she couldn't do music. You know, her career was on hold. Freak-offs was her job. All of these other things, right? Which we're finding out not to really, truly, honestly be true at this particular point, ladies and gentlemen. Right? Because she was working with Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi just testified that Diddy called him in 2010 so that he could work with Cassie. Come on, man. What's going on, man? Like, see? Amazing, man. Amazing. And like I said, when Kid Cudi gets up on the stand and says that somebody broke into his home, right? He broke into my house. There was no forced entry, right? You know, some believe that your front door was left unlocked. Well, who left it unlocked, right? Who was it that actually went into your house? Can he basically, you know, does he know, right? Hold on. Now, and then Kid Cudi also mentioned that Sean Combs apologized years after putting the meeting. Kid Cudi said Combs' calmness during their post car fire meeting was off-putting. Kid Cudi told the court. At the end of the meeting, he said he shook hands with Combs. See, once again, we didn't really get all of that. So at the end of the meeting, when they were at the Soho, Cassie, Diddy, and Kid Cudi, right? At the end of the meeting, he said he shook hands with Combs and asked Combs, what are we going to do about his car? Combs told Kid Cudi he didn't have any idea what he was talking about, the rapper testified. So he was calm, cool, collective. That doesn't come across as somebody who's angry, whatever. Combs then asked if they were cool, but Kid Cudi responded that Combs burned his car, right? So this a lot of this didn't come out in the purview from inner city press, but these are the other facts behind the matter, right? So after the situation, they shook hands. Diddy asked if we cool, you know what I mean? But Kid Cudi responded that Combs burned his car. A few years after the meeting, Kid Cudi told the court that Combs gave him a general apology for the past, right? So, well, he didn't never mention that he did something to the car, but he apologized, I guess, for whatever situation, like I said, and that could be apologizing for Cassie's behavior too, because, like I said, Diddy and Kid Cudi had a relationship. Cassie and Kid Cudi didn't have a relationship prior to Diddy introducing them. It would be fair to say, right? Let's move on, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Right? But she never said she was sexually abused. True? She did not. Ooh. She told you she was abused, but she never told you that she was sexually abused. Miss Cudi, she did not. Still, you loved her. Tell me if I'm wrong. Miss Cudi, I did. Still, you got played by the same person who played Mr. Combs, Cassie Ventura. Ooh, bombshell. I just told y'all she was playing both sides against the middle. Diddy and Kid Cudi were friends. Huh? Y'all see it right here, man. Hit the like button, hit the share button. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do. It's very much appreciated. We appreciate your time and stopping through and kicking it with us, man. Let's go. Absolutely. I told y'all when it come down, they trying to make something out of nothing, man. Come on now. Mrs. KP, Mo Better. Yeah, Brian still like that, ain't he, man? Exotic Beauty. Yeah, Mr. Steele know what's up. She was playing him. Playing him the whole time. She was trying to gain position. She wanted to be Kim Porter. Even the dude Kaplan testified that, the relationship and the respect. I told y'all, because I read an article when I did the interview on the Art of Dialogue. Y'all might want to go check that out. I did the interview with the dude, Chris Todd, about that fake book that they had put out about Diddy. And it was, in doing research, I had to, do a little bit of research on Kim Porter. And it was an interview that Kim Porter did when she was talking about, she didn't really care about the women that Diddy dated, but she was steadfast on one thing. Don't be having none of them women around my kids, right? I don't care what you don't have them around my kids. And she was mainly referring to Jennifer Lopez because that was who she had found out that Diddy was dating behind her back at that particular time. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, you got played by the same person that played Mr. Combs, Cassie Ventura. Absolutely. Absolutely. Player, holla up. Say player ain't got much to offer. Absolutely. Tavares, who stayed 10 years and didn't say nothing. The police was called 3 times. She didn't want to give it up. She didn't want to give up the lifestyle, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. They're trying to push it out there like it was this and it was that. And it was just as simple as that. It was simple as that. Like I said, once again, Diddy gave her a car, apartment, allowance, all of those things. Now, all of a sudden, she filed a civil case and the government turns the civil case into a criminal RICO case. And then look, we don't even know if Cassie got immunity. And this is not Cassie bashing. This is actually what's going on in the courtroom. So can't nobody be like, oh, y'all just no. This ain't sympathy hour. This is the court of law. Somebody's life is on the line, right? You know what I mean? Let's move on, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Let's rock. Mr. Steele, Combs, Steele, do you know what a burner phone is? Miss Cudi, untraceable. Steele, the trespass, you call it a break-in. Miss Ventura told you she'd given your home address to Mr. Combs. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all ain't paying attention. Oh, man. Hold on. Let's start again. Man, Brian Steele ain't playing, man. Look, Mr. Combs, do you know what a burner phone is? Miss Cudi, untraceable. Steele, the trespass, you call it a break-in. Miss Ventura told you she'd given your home address to Mr. Combs. Miss Cudi, yes, in the morning. Steele, no more questions. Thanks. Good God Almighty. We gonna end it right there. Hold on. Woo. Oh, man. Steele, in the 13 years since, have you ever been notified in California that there has been any more action on this car fire? No. Steele, did Miss Ventura have multiple phones? I don't remember. Steele, 3512. If I said it, I said it. Hello. Boom. Yeah. Oh, man, it's going down. I want to see how the prosecution come back with this one. Every witness that they put up on the stand has been tainted. I wouldn't say Kid Cudi's tainted, but like I said, there's a lot of information. They're bringing people on the stand testifying to things, right? And their ducks are not aligned, or should I say I's dotted and T's crossed. Come on, man. Right? Powerful. Still, do you know what a burner phone is? Miss Cudi, untraceable. Still, the trespass, you call it a break-in. Miss Ventura told you she'd given your home address to Mr. Combs. Miss Cudi, yes, in the morning. Still, no more questions. So Cassie told Diddy where Kid Cudi lived. So you mean she's the like I said, both sides against the middle, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on, man? What's going on, man? What are we doing here? What are we doing here, ladies and gentlemen? Absolutely, you have Mr. Tavares. Absolutely, you have, huh? Big opportunities, exotic beauty. Nah, Diddy always find out about her affairs. She was not the honest at all. Absolutely, she was living the high life, right? For whatever that was, Diddy didn't drag her back. Yeah, I want her to come back because he didn't expose the Kid Cudi. Yeah, I want to come back because she do freak offs for me. You know what I mean? No, he didn't say none of that. He's simply asking questions, man. Brian Steele a monster though, man. He ain't playing no games. You know, and I notice how Brian Steele does his cross-examination. He doesn't do too much, right? So now, ladies and gentlemen, we back on redirect. Let's go. We back on redirect, ladies and gentlemen. Redirect, judge, redirect. A prosecutor. What did Miss Ventura confide in you about the abuse? Miss Cudi, that he would hit her, sometimes kick her. Prosecutors, the day of the break-in, was she carefree? Muscudi, no. Prosecutors, what did Capricorn Clark tell you? Muscudi, Sean Combs and an affiliate forced her into a car to come to my house. I called the police. Prosecutors, how would you describe Cassie that day? Muscudi, just really shook. Him finding out about us. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. He just said, she just, listen. And this is crazy because what the prosecution is trying to say, oh, he made her come. You know, no, he didn't kidnap her. This is an employee. You need to come with us, right? This is not, and this situation was supposed to be something that was a business situation, according to Sean Combs and according to how he hooked it up and according to Kid Cudi's testimony about being contacted in 2010 to do a song with Cassie, right? So Diddy probably just wondering like, yo, hold on, what's going on? I just want to know what's going on. Kid Cudi also testified that Diddy said to him, man, we was homies. You know what happened? And Kid Cudi was like, yo, I thought y'all was broke up. So Cassie didn't communicate. But on this redirect, what's so important about this, what Kid Cudi just said, the prosecutor said, how would you describe Cassie that day, right? She was really shook. Why? Him finding out about us. So she should have been shook. She knew she had been caught in a lie, right? And she knew that she had put Kid Cudi in a line of fire from Diddy. So she should have been shook. What should she have been? Grateful? Taught my hallelujah? And all of these other things? No, she just got caught in one of the worst lies she could ever be caught in. And it's so embarrassing because the person that she's having an affair with, the person that she's supposed to be with, or she says she was still with doing freak offs and all this, is the person that hooked her up with Kid Cudi. Come on, man. You gotta be kidding me. So I don't, like I said once again, I don't know what the prosecution is trying to do. I really, truly, honestly don't. I really don't. Let's move on further, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Redirect. The prosecutor, why did your relationship end with Miss Ventura? He said, no, why did your relationship with Miss Ventura end? Muscudi, the drama. It was getting out of hand. I wanted to give a space. You know what I mean? He didn't want no drama. Prosecutors, what drama? The break-in for my safety, her safety. Still, objection, grounds, speculation, overruled. It is speculation. It is speculation because at the whole time, Diddy never said any, he never really threatened Kid Cudi. They met, everything was cool. He shook his hand, asked him, was everything cool? So that's speculation. And that would be speculation. And that's, like I said, a lot of times they object, right? Because of the statement. And, like I said, even on appeal, that they can put up the fact that they objected to something that was there. Like I said, and the judge said overrule. So always, good lawyers always going to do that. Prosecution. Why did you have a safety concern, Muscudi? Because I knew Sean Combs was violent. Still, Your Honor, may we approach? How did he know Sean Combs was violent? That's speculation. And the cold part about it is, well, they didn't fight. Y'all sat down and they talked. That was a good one for Steele. Your Honor, may we approach? Sidebar. Yeah, that was a reason. See, that was a reason for a sidebar right there. Because he's saying he knew that Sean Combs was violent. Based on what? Had he ever seen Diddy be violent with somebody? This is what's going to have to, because they have to lay the foundation for that for Kid Cudi to say that. He just can't say, because I knew Sean Combs was violent. How? Have you seen Mr. Combs violent? You have to talk about something you actually seen. You can't talk about something that somebody told you, because that's basically hearsay. That's why he said speculation. Absolutely. Hey, Mark, what you say, Mark? Mark said he had her locked in the basement, let these internet people tell it, right? as the swinger turns, right? No, it's not his answer is his answer, Brandon Carter. You can't, if somebody, like I said, you can't lay the you got to lay the foundation for something. Remember, they objected to Brian Steele when he asked the question earlier when he first started, and then he re-asked the question in a different way to lay the foundation for what the answer was going to be. You can't be like, Kid Cudi can't say, because I knew Sean Combs was violent. Based on what? Based on what Cassie told you? Okay, right. That's not enough. He's talking about what he knows from his own experience. When they sat down at the Soho, was Diddy violent with you? Did Mr. Combs reach out his hand and say, are we cool? Did Mr. Combs apologize for the drama that happened? After that, these are the things that he's testifying to that he personally witnessed and experienced. It's different. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Yes, sir, Brandon Carter. Thank you, my brother. It's all good. That's why we're here. You can state that, but just understanding, like, that's like somebody saying about you, Brandon, they might have heard some stuff about you on the street, right? But then they go run and tell somebody, yeah, man, Brandon violent, like the person that's talking about you never seen you do nothing to nobody, right? Well, what are you talking about? But if somebody who's close to him believes him and they might be getting money, he might be giving them money, they're going to believe it, because, it's favorable for them to believe, number one. Number two, like I said, but in all actuality, is hearsay. And this is interesting though, man. I love this, right? You see the lawyers go at it. Okay, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody lying. The prosecution, the meeting at the Soho house, Mr. Combs said, I don't know what you're talking about. Your car. Did you believe him? Brian Steele, objection. Judge, rephrase. Once again, speculation as to what you believe has no grounds. That's why the judge is asking right here to rephrase. The prosecution, what was your understanding, Cudi, that he was lying? A prosecution, no further questions. Judge, any recross? Steele. He's going to recross again. Brian Steele. Combs. Steele. No, Your Honor. Judge, Mr. Cudi, you're done. All right. Yeah. So as to what he thought he was lying, Brian Steele didn't even have. He's like, he didn't even have the time to even go back and forth with Kid Cudi. They done with Kid Cudi. That was anticlimactic, man. And I mean, if they look, that was the big build-up. Kid Cudi, I guess Kid Cudi got some publicity off of that. He gonna walk out the courthouse now. He gonna get bum rushed. He gonna get bum rushed by the media. By the media and the press. But like I said, didn't prove anything on the record. What you want on the record? Was there any footage that Mr. Combs brought down your car? The DNA came back to a woman. Did you know about that? I didn't know anything about that, right? Did you hear anything about this Porsche that burned down any day after since 2012, right? No, he never heard anything. What are they talking about? So you can see what the prosecution was trying to do. The meeting at the Soho house, Mr. Combs said, I don't know what you're talking about, about your car. Did you believe him? Brian Steele objected, right? Which was a great objection. Did you believe him? As to what you believe is not relevant, right? The judge basically rephrased. What was your understanding, right? Cudi, that he was lying. No further questions. And they asked a judge, any recross? Combs Steele, no, Your Honor. Judge, Mr. Cudi, you're done. All right. Oh, man. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. Wow. This is crazy. So I'm wondering, I'm thinking they probably going, Let me see. I'm thinking they probably gonna take a break now, cause they usually take a break like they do, like they always do about this time. Yeah. So they basically right here. You see it right here. They're basically taking a break right now, ladies and gentlemen. But like I said, once again, when we talk about this and we're seeing how it plays out, the lawyering, the cross-examination, the direct, the judge, and really, like I said, a lot of times, you know, that's why it's always good. You know, I would think that Keefe D should have understood, you know, anytime that you're approached about something, always keep your mouth shut. Don't say anything, right? Like I said, once again, but the situation involving Kid Cudi's Porsche, right? It do kind of remind me of what Keefe D was saying about Diddy and the Tupac situation. You know what I mean? It just lends a little bit. I always think about that. Like I said, once again, I don't know if Diddy did it or not. I don't, like I said, it could have been anybody who did that. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. But there was no proof. There was no evidence. There was no DNA. There were no fingerprints. There were no photos. And like I said, what Kid Cudi thought he felt about Diddy at that particular time was totally irrelevant, ladies and gentlemen. Totally irrelevant. Like I said, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the thumbs up button. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please do. Like I said, once again, we're gonna take a break right here, and we coming right back with the second half. When they come back, we coming back. Like I said, so if you take a break, walk away from your computer, whatever, definitely, ladies and gentlemen. Like I've been telling y'all, man. This book right here, this book right here you got to pick it up, ladies and gentlemen. You got to pick it up. It's Behind the Walls with Tupac Shakur. It's a new book, a revised edition, should I say, by a guy by the name of Donald Richardson, no relation to me. He was at Rikers Island with Tupac, and he's given very, very exclusive information. It talks about Diddy. It talks about Haitian Jack. It talks about Jimmy Henchman. It talks about the whole situation. It's stuff that I didn't even know. That's the reason why I'm putting y'all up on it, man. Basically stuff I didn't even know in regards to the book, ladies and gentlemen. So, like I said, once again, check it out, peep it out, and your boy DELRAY, we're going to be back after the break.